Let them speak. Review patterns 1 to 37. Please either repeat or answer. How old does it look like the boys standing there are? Which one of them seems to be the oldest? What is it that you'd like to ask them? Would you be interested in asking them how long they've been studying to become a monk? From what age do they let little children begin to become a monk? Do they tend to wake them up early so that they can pray before eating breakfast? When was the first time you started to pray that early? Did they tell you that they have been at the place they're at now for about 2 years? Is this where they say they wish they could spend the rest of their lives? Do you think this is where they'll wind up spending their life until they die? Do they make them study while they're there? Do they study the same things that kids in public schools learn? Is there anything that these two could teach you about life? There is no point asking the littler child. What happens if they decide to leave? Would you let your kids go study to become a monk at a monastery? Is there someone you happen to know that you think would like becoming a monk? Would you find it too difficult to become a monk? What is the thing that you feel would be the hardest to get used to? Have you ever been to a place where monks live? While you were there, did you get to see little kids like this? Do you think these kids have anything to teach you about life? Do you feel that it's worth living a simple life like the way they do? How could you make your life simpler if you were asked to do it? Is it ever beautiful? Have you ever seen a flower as beautiful as the one you see here? I bet that this flower would be hard to find where you live. Do you wish you had a few that you could have in your house to look at? Are you good at growing flowers? Are any of them as beautiful as the one you see here? What type of flowers did you decide to put in the place you live? How often do you wind up watering them? What would happen if you didn't get to water them that often? Who is someone you love that you would love to give flowers to? If you were to give that person flowers you grew, how would they feel? Who is the last person you gave flowers to? Did they feel like crying once they saw what you brought to give them? If you were to give them flowers like the ones you see here, would they begin to cry? Who do you wish came to give you flowers? Do people staying here ever get flowers from people they know? How come they won't let you give them flowers? What is the reason why no one seems to be there? Did they say that they had them all go out to exercise together? What would happen if the prisoners living there said that they didn't feel like going out? Do they need the prisoners to exercise every day so they feel better? They are so strict that they only let them come out of their cells once a day. It doesn't matter what the weather is like, they have them come out to exercise. Is the way they built this Does the way they built this let the prisoners talk to each other easily? Did you notice that there is a second floor that they put people? How many prisoners do you think there are in each cell? Can you hear anyone talking now? Once the prisoners come back in, do they make them go back into their cells? Is there anywhere you see that they can eat there? Is there an opening in the door they can open so they can give them the food they made? Isn't it easier to have them eat in a cafeteria? They must give them their food someplace else. If you were there, how long would you be able to last? What would make you the most afraid if you had to be there? Is there anyone you personally know that has been in prison? Who is the most famous person you know of that had to go to prison? I imagine that it isn't air conditioned there. What is the thing hanging on the wall near the door that's open used for? If this place they live in began burning, would they get all the prisoners to get out quickly? Is this a place you wish you could work when you get older? What about if you didn't have any other job opportunities? Are the sunglasses that she's holding something that you would wear? Do they look expensive? Are they as good as the ones you own? Are sunglasses what you wear to protect your eyes when the sun is bright? Can you tell how old the woman is? She's wearing lipstick and she colored her hair, so she must be older. Are sunglasses good at keeping the bright sun out of your eyes? Did your mom tell you that she wants you to wear them to protect your eyes? She seems to be wearing a winter coat. Is it even worth wearing sunglasses in the winter? Is the sun in the winter as bright as in the summer where you live? Do you ever see men wearing sunglasses like the ones you see there? Do you ever go to buy sunglasses at those stores that only sell sunglasses? Wouldn't they be cheaper to buy on the internet? Are you used to wearing sunglasses whenever it gets really sunny outside? You might as well wear them all the time once it gets sunny. Did the guy wearing the helmet come to buy some fish that guy is selling? Is the guy that works there about to ask him how much he'd like to buy? Did you ask him if this is where he comes to buy his fish all the time? Is the guy working there showing the customer how much he's going to cut? Does the customer want him to cut it up into smaller pieces of tuna for him? Is it all right if the guy who is working there doesn't wear gloves while handling the tuna? What else does he have to sell besides selling tuna there? Doesn't he have some other types of fish to sell? Has the customer got to take it home right away so that he can put it in the refrigerator? Is the guy working there good at cutting up that big tuna? Shouldn't he be wearing gloves while he's handling the fish? Is this what they tend to use when they make sushi? Does it seem like the place they put the cut-up pieces of tuna is marble? How long has it been since you last ate sushi? Did that customer say it is so delicious that he tries to eat it at least twice a week? Did the guy buying the tuna tell you that he doesn't care how much the tuna costs? Did he say it was worthwhile buying even though it may be expensive? Where is it that he goes weigh the tuna so that he can see how much he can charge? Do all of the people who have shops there use the same scale you see in the back? Do you see the scale that he would use to do that? Do the bright lights help to make the fish look fresher and more delicious to eat? Is the guy that works there the same guy that caught that tuna? I wonder if he ever goes fishing for fun. Did you ask him how long it will take him to sell all of that tuna? I imagine that he has that to eat for a snack while he's working there. How long will they be able to keep the tuna out before it begins to spoil because of the heat? Did you ask them how long this fish has been sitting out there like that? Would you buy any of it if it had been sitting there for more than an hour? Is she using the fan so that she can keep the sun from getting onto her face? It must be really hot there. What is it that you think she's going to be putting in the plastic bucket she has on her lap? Does she need the guy who is behind her to push her so that she can go to where she wants to go? Would she be able to walk there if he didn't help her to get around? Can you tell if the guy helping her is pushing her or if he's using a bike? I suspect that she is going to be going shopping at a local market. Does her hat help her to keep her head cool? Can you tell what it is made of? If I were to buy a hat like that for you, would you end up wearing it? Do you find it strange that she's wearing only one black glove? Why is it that the man decided not to wear gloves? Is the person pushing her interested in talking to her while they're together? Would he be willing to do this if he wasn't getting paid? How much do you think he charges to do this? Is it something you have ever done? What about your friends? Doesn't she need him to push her around so that she can get to where she's going? If she were able to walk, would she? Do you see anyone else going around in a wheelchair? I bet that she must have something wrong with her legs. Did she say that she would prefer to walk, but her legs have been hurting her? Did you ask her how long it has been since her legs first began to hurt her? I wonder if she is taking any medicine to help her get better. Is anyone on the other side of the street paying attention to her? Do you see a lot of motorcycles that people aren't using? Would she be able to use one of them by herself? Are they ever cute? Do they all seem to be happy? Don't you wish you could have been there with them? What is the reason why they're all wearing the same color dress? Did they tell you that they go study at a college that is near there? Do you see them all smiling a lot as they're standing there? I wonder who it is that they're talking to and making them smile. There must be someone who is flirting with them. Did you notice that they are all wearing the same head scarf? Which one of them is looking at the person who is taking the photo? Is she the prettiest one that you see there? Are you about the same age as them? Is the one wearing the sweater the shortest one? Did you ask them if they always have this much fun when they get to go out together? Did they tell you that they plan on going out to eat together after this? Do you wish they would invite you? Would they have you pay for dinner if you went along with them? How can you tell that the doors are set to close instead of opening? Was she the last one that had the chance to get on the train? Is that where she usually winds up standing whenever she gets on the train? It was so packed, she wasn't almost able to get on. Do you think she was thinking of taking the next train just before she finally got on? Do trains seem to be packed like that during rush hour? Would you decide to wait if you saw that there wasn't much room to get on the train? How often do you think the subway trains come by? Is she looking down in order to make sure the doors don't hit her feet? Doesn't she have to be careful so that the doors won't hurt her feet? Would the doors reopen if the doors that are closing hit her feet that are in the way? Is the woman standing behind her looking down to see where the doors close? Did you notice the phone that she has in her right hand? After the doors close, do you think that she'll begin looking at her phone? Will she keep standing there until when she gets to the next stop? Would she have a difficult time trying to move more into the train? Did she tell you that all she does is listen to music while riding the train? When you are by yourself, what is the first thing you enjoy doing on your phone? Is music the first thing you start to listen to? Won't she need earbuds to listen to music she's recorded on her phone? Are you able to remember what you listened to last on your phone? Is there any place that she can hang on to while the train is moving? Have you ever had to take a subway while going to work or school? Isn't it better than the bus? Isn't the subway the best way to get around when the traffic gets really bad? Are you good at finding a good place where you can sit, even on a crowded train? Do you ever give the seat you're sitting in to someone else to be kind? Have they been able to decide which one of the gelato they'd like to order? There are so many choices that he is having a hard time deciding what to buy. Which one of the flavors seems to be the most popular? How could you tell that it was the most popular? Is that what you usually end up getting? Would you be able to make this at home if you wanted to do it? When is the last time you had the opportunity to have gelato? Is it the same as ice cream? Do you prefer eating it more than regular ice cream? Which one of them tends to be more expensive? Do you tend to ask them to put the gelato in a cup or on a cone? Do you ever have your parents get this for you when you go out? Where are the prices they charge for getting a single scoop cone? Will they let you try a sample of a flavor you're interested in case you want to try it before ordering? Did you ask these two if this is where they always go get gelato? Did they tell you that they always want their parents to bring them here on the weekends? How long will they be standing there for until they figure out what to buy? Will they have to ask their parents if it's okay to get a double scoop? Do they let them mix two different flavors if they happen to order a double scoop? How about a single scoop? If you were to go there, which two flavors would you combine to get your favorite cone? Would you have difficulty eating 3 scoops of gelato at one time? What is it that they're trying to sell? Doesn't it seem like some of the cheese balls are about to fall off? Have you got to buy the whole thing, or will you be able to just buy a few slices at a time? There's no use buying the whole thing at one time. Do you have a hard time seeing the people that are working there? Where is the most expensive cheese you see there? Is anything on sale? How can you tell they aren't selling the cheese you see there in the United States? Does it seem like they sell the cheese by the pound or the kilo? Do they have a place where they put some cheese samples so you can try them? Are there some cheeses that you don't like eating? When was the last time you had a sandwich and asked them to put some cheese on it? Do they tend to charge you more if you ask them to put cheese on a sandwich? Does this place look like they just sell cheese, or do they also have sandwiches? Now that you've seen this photo, do you feel a little hungry? What is it that you feel like eating now? Shall we go out and get it to eat together? Thank you.